Hello everyone, we're back with some more Chaos Child. When we last left off, like, the student council president got mad at us or something, I don't know. And Takuya was a total loser and I love him. Use quick load with that? Never mind, quick load is not quick load. Oh no, these are auto. Oh, never mind, okay, so remember, like, this one. I don't know, I guess Japanese right to left, huh? The save menu's weird. There's not a lot of saves, are there? There's 8 times 4. Math, quick. Can't look like a loser on YouTube. I don't know. It's like 50. Yeah. It's totally at 48.
違うからね.
Alright, so the guy was just like, Takuya, you didn't go to elementary or middle school, did ya? The second the three of us were alone in the club room, her expression changed. 3? Are you with the male character? I forget. It's been a couple days. I forget his name too. The smile plastered on the student council president's face disappeared. This is who she really was. Well, it wasn't.
川原くんが言ってたこと。私が彼に言ったわけじゃないから。
Okay. It didn't bother me. Also, I didn't want to talk about. I don't know if I've talked about this in Chaos Child. That I kind of like not reading the voice dialogue. I've gotten a couple comments being like, oh yeah, don't read the voice dialogue. And some saying, hey, read the voice dialogue. So I mean, it's this conflict there. More recently, I had a guy on my Chaos Ed playthrough say that because the first couple episodes I read the dialogue. He's like, oh yeah, I'm very glad I found a Let's Play that reads all the dialogue. And earlier in that same Let's Play, when I was reading it, some guy was like, wow, cringe bro. That's what, I don't think he said that. You're reading all the dialogue, just let the voices play. So I started doing that from then on, which I think that suits me better. Because I have a habit whenever I'm reading all the dialogue. Like if I have something to voice out, I might hold it in or, you know, wait to say it or just not say it at all just because I don't want to break the flow of the scene. But whenever, you know, there's voice dialogue going on, like, oh, I need to say something, so it's not just 20 minutes of silence. So I try to interject, like, at least every 3 lines.
嘘.
So now you know my secret. Really, it didn't. Everything about me was different than it used to be. What's wrong with their body?
で、何? 副部長。話があんでしょ?
How do I hide this? There's not a hide button. Maybe there's a hotkey. I don't know. Kuriosu sighed and changed the subject.
タクル、あなたちゃんとご飯食べてるの? 少し痩せたんじゃない?
Huh? Where is this coming from?
これからどんどん寒くなってくるでしょ? 住んでるところの防寒対策とかちゃんとしてるんでしょうね.
I really want the pink-haired girl to show up soon, by the way. Again, just so I can know if she actually exists or not. Crap. She was in nag mode. Is she like my childhood friend?
進路調査。結局就職で提出したんですって? 進学で提出しなさいって言ったのに、勉強できないわけじゃないんだから。
Okay, I get it.
確かに今からだと厳しいけど、受験なら私が面倒見るって、これも前に言ったでしょ?
Is college expensive in Japan too? I don't know. Did you go asking the teachers? Wait, is that what you wanted to talk about?
どうなの? ちゃんと食べてるの?
I'm eating just fine. Everything's just fine. I waved my hand to bring the conversation to a close. I didn't want this to end the way it used to, with a 6-hour lecture about how every aspect of my life was wrong, followed by hard labor as my punishment. Kuriosu looked like she still had a lot more to say, but a moment later.
あなた、先週の金曜日、学校サボったでしょ?
Students skip school sometime, it's fine. Huh? Oh, so that was what this was all about? Yeah, I did. Is that a problem?
あるに決まってるでしょ? どこで何してたの? ストレージにアップした画像。あれを撮りに行ってたんじゃないの? Dang
it. I figured that'd be it. Pardon my French. She was right. The pictures I'd taken from the karaoke box from last Friday when I'd skipped school. I started staking out the place early that morning, waited for the manager of the condo building to open the curtains. It was a lot of work, but I was able to get the photos of the scene that nobody else has, except the police.
こういう事件ばかり追いかけるのはやめなさいって前から言ってるでしょ。
But it's plot relevant, it's okay. Kyusu was the vice president of the newspaper club, had been opposed to ethos and my journalistic ethos for a long time. We'd spend most of our time investigating crimes in Shibuya. Stuff like the attacks on the homeless people that had been flooding the city ever since the earthquake. And urban legends about a company involved in the rebuilding put up tons of security cameras all around the city. And a serial arson case where the culprit had never been caught. And now these strange deaths. For her part, wait, hold on. Are any of those Chaos Set references, or are all of those child references? Well, like, you get what I mean. Attacks on homeless people doesn't ring a bell. Well, that's ever since the earthquake. Urban legends about a company involved in the rebuilding. Under security cameras. That's Sense Head. Serial arson case with the culprit had never been caught. I don't think that's Head. Anyway, Kirsten said that a student paper shouldn't be investigating crimes. She wrote normal, sincere articles. Made normal, sincere videos. I mean, that makes sense, yeah? The video about the Shibuya recovery efforts that have won a prize have been mostly her work. I mean, as the vice president of a newspaper club, I can attest that we didn't talk about murders. The most risque article we ever had was one guy. This was back when like Minecraft was just booming. He was like a grade or two below me. This is middle school, so I think he was 6th grade. And he wrote about how creepers in Minecraft were actually just pigs models that were like went wrong. They just added them to the game anyway. I assume that's fact because he told me about it. That got published.
今回あなたおかしい。学校をサボってまで事件を追うなんて今までなかったでしょ。
That was true. But the reason why was obvious, right? I was lucky enough to have this huge mystery right in front of me. This is worth skipping school for.
なぜ?
Guess it's the first big thing that's happened in Shibuya since we started the newspaper club. This is a huge scoop.
おいしい?
So before we go forward, his character so far kind of reminds me of Okabe from Steins Gate, where he's like, oh yeah, we're gonna get tangled in all this mystery stuff. And then after he does, he's like, I hate that I got tangled up in all this mystery stuff. I was stupid. But I want Takuru's character to go the other way. By the end of this, I just want to be like, oh yeah, I love all of this. Couple characters died, who cares? I'm having a blast. Will he go that way? Probably not, but still. That face was bad news. It was scary. Ito was right next to me, so I grabbed him and held him tight.
おい、縦にすんなって。え、縦なの？てか副部長何その顔？
おいしいですって。
I mean, she has a point.
人が死んでるっていうのに。
No, I'm sorry. Stay away from me. I really can't handle this.
おすなって。ちょっと待って、マジで縦なの
？Oh crap, oh crap. That face was seriously bad news. The Empress was scary enough that she could send a demon running in terror. I never even met a demon either. That's just how scary she was.
もう一度言ってくれる?
Wait, is that foreshadowing?
よりによってあなたが人が死んで美味しいです。
Oh no, is the pink hair girl a demon?
で?
Oh crap, pardon my French. I needed to find some way to stop her. Delusion? No. Then I felt the wind rush by my ears. Huh? Oh. Is this... Come on, show it to us. Come on. Is she not wearing underwear? Kinda looks like... Come on, pan the camera down. Come on, commit. At the worst possible time, the wind blew through the room. Grisu didn't even have time to hold down her skirt. Thank you, Tennis Club. They control the wind. My eyes are locked with Kiryusu's that as I heard the sounds through the open window. I didn't even realize it was open until then. Takuro, look down! Come on! There's a tennis court on top of the special use building. And also hide the log. That was probably the tennis team out there. I needed to say something. Was I supposed to tell her I hadn't seen anything? No, I want to say I thought Science Adventure was above this, but I mean, we had the Steins Gate bath scene. Chaos probably had one of these, right?
副部長
Oh, she was. Dang
イメー
it.
ジ通りというか
Idiot! Are you trying to get yourself killed?
私の下着の色が何色か今関係あんのか
I might shut the sound of noise. Hold on, no, I don't feel like turning the volume up and then down just to hear what IE sounds like. I'm sorry. Question mark? Then I realized. I was sure that was the sound of Kurusu kicking the wall, or maybe the sound of her murdering Ito, but I was young. It was coming from deeper inside the room. Oh, I have a gamer girl.
まったく
Is that Final Fantasy? No, the map's young. I mean, that's not what 11 looks like. No, that's the same MMO from Chaos Head. Duh. I forget the name.
和樹来てたの和樹そうかヘッドホン
Is she hitting the wall in rage, or is she like, quiet down, club over there? Kurusu sighed and pulled off the headphones that Kazuki always wore.
演
Yes, so
数
too.
2でイラついたからって壁を殴るのはやめなさい
I wonder if it's a coincidence that, you know, the Elder Scrolls Online shares the same abbreviation. Like, Chaos Head came out in like 2010, didn't it? Maybe even before. Like, 2009? I don't know. Abbreviation of Emperor Sweeper Online 2. The sequel was once Japan's largest online RPG, Emperor Sweeper Online, Empire Sweeper. Like its predecessor, is well received. While the vast majority of users have moved on to ESO2, the inability to transfer character data from the first game has caused a small number of veteran users to stay with the first. The game takes place in a fantasy world of Baselide, which is modeled after medieval Europe. So I wonder if this is based off a real MMO or if it's just generic MMO. You remember, Chaos had talked about it a lot. Takumi was like he had no life, so he's like one of the best players on the server.
何度も言ってるでしょ
Her design's okay. She kind of looks like that one Hunter x Hunter character. Like one of the, like, spiders? Whatever they called. I don't remember her name. She did nothing in the whole story. But still.
壁へこんでるじゃないもう
Also, her boobs are also gigantic. I forget, did pink hair girl also? It's either 2 for 3 or 3 for 3 at this point. Hana Kazuki. Only first year student in the newspaper club. This game has rounds, right? I will go for the girl who has a normal sized chest. First. I promise you that. If there is one. But forget her. This is my chance. As Kurusu was rubbing the red marks on Kazuki's hand, I said, "Anyway, I'm gonna keep following this case. Found a clue. It might be a big one." Kurusu glared at me for a moment, but
おおマジかよしすぐ準備する聞かせてくれぜひ聞かせてくれ
Ito's on my side. Ito hurried over to the club's computer, desperate for any chance to escape his doom. I stared back at Kurusu for a moment, and then boot up the computer and print out the images in the storage folder.
了解だ
Ito's voice was louder than it needed to be as he turned on the computer. Wait, so is she the vice president of the newspaper club? Because I relate to that. As a fellow vice president of the former vice president of the newspaper club, as an alumni, how do you say it? I mean, she automatically gets like a +2 to the route order.
もう殴らないこと。
So she's probably second.
うん。
Maybe first if every character. Or if they give me an Ito route, I'm going with that first. I always applaud the non-romantic routes in game. Oh, maybe it is a romantic route. Even better. Maybe she took pity on poor Ito because she didn't say anything else. She still crossed her arms and glared at us as she leaned against the wall. She's at least going to hear me out, it looked like. Maybe this was just her way of making sure I didn't escape.
お前、後で飯をおごれよ。
For what? Why? I don't want to.
盾にしやがって気まずすぎんだろ。こんなもん10-0の巻き込まれ事故じゃねえか。
I don't control the wind, dude. I'm sorry, but you're lucky. Shouldn't get violent.
てって副部長？
I nodded. Kusu is the girl that everyone looked up to. She was actually very short-tempered. Yeah, tsundere, yeah. It would take me more than 5 fingers, but less than 10, to count the number of times she'd slap me hard. Okay, you could just say the amount. When I told him that,
マジか。そんな、なんていうか、ありなの？そんなことする女子高生本当にいんのか？
oh,
キスか S っ子手前じゃん。
okay, let's see what those mean. Esco, girl, sadistic personality who enjoys inflicting pain on others, extremely dangerous. Short for hysteric, oh. Originally a term used in psychology, but here used to refer to a short-tempered person who can't control their emotions.
ねえ、あなた方。陰口は聞こえないように言えって言われないの？
That's some good advice. The almost hiss didn't even bother looking at us as she spoke.
いや、そのセリフを言ったことはあるんだけどね。それもついさっき教室で。
そう。
And then she fell silent. You know, I really do like her facial expressions, though. She was scary as heck, pardon my French. It felt like if I moved, she would kill me.
おごりだ。決定だ。大盛りにデザートだ。異論は認めん。
That was 50% your fault. So look, I'll supersize you, but no dessert. Actually, it was 100% Ito's fault for not keeping his mouth shut.
なあ、
What?
見たか？見たよな。
I didn't. That was a lie. I'd seen it. They were white. But I can't see. It looks like she's wearing nothing. I glanced at Kyusu out of the corner of my eye. I guess that really was just what you would expect. Still, I'd only gotten a glimpse. It was entirely possible I'd been mistaken. If I burned the image into my brain now, maybe the next time something like that happened, I'd be able to react more quickly. So I prayed for more good luck. If it ever happened did happen again, I swore I'd react as a right-sider should. A right-sider wouldn't panic over something as insignificant as seeing your girl's underwear. In a situation like that, it was critical that you stay calm. Exactly. He understands. When she heard Ito turn on the printer, Kazuki trotted over like she usually did. Let me make a choice this time. An online game addict, the best computer skills of anyone in the club. Was an addict, I don't know what it means. Originally used to refer to someone with an uncontrollable addiction to a certain substance, like usually an illegal drug. From there, it came to describe people who spent so much time on a particular hobby that it interfered with their daily lives. Examples include internet gaming addicts and Twitter addicts. Whenever she was around, it's her job to run searches and organize the information on the PC, but...
和樹、手伝わなくていい。この件については部の活動と認めてないから。
Kazuki gave us a questioning look. You know, I always love it when they give a character a lollipop. Yeah, that's right. Kazuki just said, like she always did, and walked away. Kazuki put her headphones on and went back to the corner of the room. She started slamming keys again. I never did know how to talk to her. Actually, it felt like it'd been forever since I'd ever even spoken to her. But you could call this a conversation, that is. She'd been a part of the newspaper club for 6 months. All I knew about her was that she liked games, knew a lot about computers, and hated talking. Relatable. In the end, Ito printed off out of the pictures, and I took them and one in front of the bulletin board before Kurusu changed her mind. If Kurusu was gonna listen, it'd probably be better to start at the beginning. And I've seen like a screenshot of this, probably from like DNDB or something. She didn't seem interested in cases, but if I ignored her and it made it even matter, even using Ito as a shield wouldn't be enough to save me. There are 2 cases we're looking at right now. The first occurred on the 7th of this month, during a Nico Nia livestream. It's a public suicide called the Don't Look at Me case. It happened here, in Jinan. Huh? Just like you probably guessed, a man killed himself without warning during a Nico Nia livestream. Strictly speaking, we don't know for sure that it's a suicide. It sure looks like one. The man's name is Yuma Otani, age 21. He's a live streamer who got quite a lot of views with some kind of fortune-telling program called TLI, I Can See the Future. Here's how it went down. First, Otani gave the audience some time to ask questions. He left the camera's field of view. After that, there's a sound of someone knocking on the door. It was faint, but the mic picked it up. There's also some voices, but you can't make them out. When he came back in front of the camera, half of his right arm was missing. It was chopped up into tiny bits and sitting on top of the plate he was carrying. Then he started eating his own fingers, like he wasn't feeling any pain at all. It pretty screwed up. Kurusu's expression changed a little. She probably hadn't known that. Suicide had been big news, even on TV, so she'd probably seen it there, but the details had been so horrific that the news hadn't broadcast them. And those details could only be found those details could be found anywhere on the internet. It was only a matter of time before someone started putting it all together. The video itself had even started to get around. Then, after a moment, he started to scream in pain. And then he died. Evidently, the viewers thought it was some kind of gag or something at first.
出血性ショック死な。警察の発表でもそうなってたし、混沌するまでの時間を考えても間違いない。
You said that quickly. Ito added, Ito knew more about this stuff than I did. He was a fan of bizarre murders, and read 10 times as many killer's diaries and non-fiction crime books as I had. Ito better not die. The most likely theory is that he experienced some kind of mental disorder before the suicide, but the police are supposedly looking for whoever visited the room first. Like, the Science Adventure series isn't really one to kill off the main cast, but, like, Robotics Notes had one death, and even then, like, that character wasn't really, like, the main cast. They were a secondary character. But I do know a character dies in Chaos Child. I don't know who this character is, but I know a character dies. Anyway, they might be responsible for aiding or abetting the suicide. In Japan, if you saw someone trying to kill themselves and didn't intervene, it wasn't a crime unless the police could prove you wanted them to die. But aiding in a suicide, or encouraging someone to commit suicide, was illegal. That meant that the police were probably looking for whoever met Otani just before his death. Kurusu was silent, but she was looking at the board and seemed to be listening. It seemed safe. On to the next case. Second, the case that occurred on the 19th gets its name leaky noise from the condition the body was found in. It happened here, in Shinsen. The girl's name was Momone Takayanagi, age 20. She was a singer from Nico Nia. She'd been getting really famous online singing anime theme songs. Is that the angel girl? I forget her name, so I think that's her, though. She was going to sing at the Restoration Festival, too. Every sunny day, she'd always go to the same place at the same time, put on a performance in her fancy band costume. But it's gotta be her. That day, she started her concert pretty late. But something was wrong. Her voice was small, and it didn't sound like she usually did. Then, in the middle of the concert, she died. Blood loss here, too. She'd been stabbed in the stomach before she'd started the concert. Oh. What's strange was the condition the body was found in. Ito, play the video.
Oh.
Ito tapped a few keys on the computer's keyboard, and a moment later, Wait. Hold on, hold on. Tell me I'm wrong, but isn't that the voice actress of what's her name? Kowari or something from HorseyEatYou? I just rewatched it a couple months ago, so I remember her voice and name. Like Hachiman's like the girl he like confessed to in middle school, who's on the student council in that one school, who goes like, yeah, right, a lot, or I forget what it is exactly. I swear that's the same voice actress. Takumi! Or Takuyo. Kirsten looked confused when she heard the sound. Evidently, she hadn't been able to make it out. Well, not that one. When should we get news up with the enhanced audio?
ああ、そっちだよな。
Windows Media Player. I approve. I still use that for MP3s. But that's iTunes. But that's how Windows Media Player looks. I mean, I also use iTunes for podcasts. Which, I mean, it's very archaic, but I can't be bothered to download anything. Oh. Oh, that's like an MP3 repeating that. Or because she didn't actually want to talk, or I don't know. The expression changed. She must have been able to hear it this time. Thanks, take it easy. According to the regulars, that's how she would begin every performance. Phrase often used at the start of videos on Nico Nia. The phrase itself is usually a piece of... How do you pronounce that? I think that you pronounce the word, right? Like, ashi? Right? Something like that.
ニアドユーザーだからな。なんでも歌ってみたの歌い手の中では彼女のライブが一番だって最近評判だったらしいぞ。
Kirsten seemed to be ignoring me and Nito. She's staring at the computer screen as the source of the sound.
今のは
The screams are from the audience members who discovered the bodies. One of them was recording a video. The last part was in Takayanagi's voice. Oh. Yeah, sorry. So I have a miniature speaker embedded in her stomach. Kirsten seemed confused, so Ito interjected.
つまり、その日のライブは最初から録音されたものだったんだよ。
Evidence found later indicated that she slit open her own stomach with a utility knife she got at a convenience store and stuck a Bluetooth speaker inside. Okay. What's Bluetooth? I don't know. Type of wireless communication standard used by digital devices. Okay. Used for wireless mice and keyboards for computers and mobile devices. She closed the wound up with duct tape, not that it actually did much good. Then she used her clothes and this outfit to hide the wound and started her performance. First she played the guitar along with the sound of her recorded voice, but after a while she stopped playing. That's when she leaned forward and didn't get back up, so she was probably already dead then. But while the audience thought it was strange, they kept listening. I think the blood from her wounds broke the portable music player in her pocket. Maybe it was supposed to be this way from the start. And until the same line you just started playing over and over, no one realized she was dead. That's morbid. Kirsten's voice was a mixture of confusion and discomfort. Of course it was. She'd never heard of something like this. I couldn't hold back my excitement. Amazing, right? Instead of agreeing, Kirsten's brow furrowed. She probably didn't realize it, but she wrapped her arms around herself. What was yelling? Is that a little too creepy?
でここまでは単にこれまでの事件の整理だろ。発見ってのは
These people died. Oh, I'm good. Oh yeah, here's your hate. Use the computer to print out a series of pictures. Obviously, we don't know what the motives behind these two killings are. The one suspect we got is whoever visited Otani's room. We don't know who they are, what they wanted, what they were talking about. But I think there's more of this to come. It's only a guess, though, based off something the victims have in common. Ito leapt out of his chair in shock. Well, I couldn't blame him.
共通点に関しては散々話し合ったろ。 分かったのは渋谷に住んでることとニア道のユーザーだったこと。
I thought it was gonna be the Nico Nia thing. What else is
あ
there?
とはまあ2人ともある程度の知名度があって自殺した状況が異常だってことくらいか。
Just hurry up and print! Taking
でも
forever.
そんなもんじゃそれ以上のことは何も見えてこなかっただろう。
So you didn't see the other thing they had in common? Pointing towards the bulletin board as they spoke. Ito looked really annoyed.
偉そうにしよってからに。そもそもこっちの気を引くようにプリントアウトしてるやつはなんだ。
One of the best parts of finding something like this was seeing the angry look on his face. It was only yesterday that I found it myself, though.
散らさなくていいから何を見つけたの？
It'd be a very Okabe thing to make another Stanskate reference. For it to just be something, you know, severely insignificant. Then he's like, ah, I'm a genius! But really, it's just stupid. Here's begging for me to go on. No matter what she said, after hearing all this, she probably wanted to know what came next. No, I was done printing. But Takumi really reminds me of both a mixture of Takumi and Okabe so far. I forget the robotics notes main character pretty much. I remember he was lazy and didn't like going to club. Also, he had a superpower. Just slow down time or something. Hello, Kazuki. Kazuki suddenly stood in front of me. She offered me the printed image without a word. Just the printer next to her, then? Thanks. Then she offered me something else. A lollipop? Oh, that's the line! Are you giving this to me? Is it the same one you have in your mouth or a different one? She nodded. Thanks. Kazuki seemed to be communicating in her own unique way. She walked over to the bulletin board. It tapped the data printouts on the two cases with their finger.
カズキ、どうした？
Can she talk? She did it again. Or, okay, theory. She's not talking because she has the same voice thing that the angel girl did. So people hear her voice, they're like, wow, she has a beautiful voice. Like, oh, I can't make that right. Like that one character in Fata Morgana. I don't want to say who it is. But there's a character in Fata Morgana who's like, huh, her voice is really good. That's not the part she was pointing at and nodded. That's right, the dates. The 7th, the 19th. That's what they have in common. Strange deaths on September 7th and September 19th. Ring a bell? Oh, is it the same timeline as Chaos said? I kept looking at Ito. Usually he'd be the one to pick up on this. A second later.
Oh.
He froze. We must have figured it out. Yep, with your love of weird murders, you know what I'm talking about. I pinned the images I just printed out onto the bulletin board's map. September 7th, the group dive. Oh, I remember that. Bunch of people jumped off a tower. September 19th, the pregnant man. September 29th, crucified. This is like the first one that takes place in Chaos Head. Those two take place before, I think. October 10th, the vampire, October 23rd, brain dead. October 28th, yummy hand. November 4th, the DQN puzzle. Chaos Head took place over like 2 months, didn't it? Huh.
New Generation の狂気。
I wonder what that could be. Didn't play a whole game about it. Oh, wrong one. The name of the series of brutal serial killings that took place in Shibuya between September 7th and November 4th. In all, 14 people were killed. Yeah. The name New Generation Madness was created by the media at the time. The dates below. Okay. I assume those might be relevant going forward. Yep. 6 years ago, in 2009, a series of strange deaths that occurred just before the earthquake that struck Shibuya on November 6th. They became famous for the words left at the scene of every crime. Those eyes, whose eyes? No, it's whose eyes are those eyes? They called the killings the New Generation Madness. The murders took place in Shibuya. The whole country took an interest in them. At the time, I was in 6th grade, just like a lot of people, followed every new development on the internet. The dates match up exactly with the dates of the murders 6 years ago. They may be set up to look like suicides, but they're every bit as weird as the old killings.
偶然でしょ。
She seemed to be trying to force the words out of her throat. Kurusu is acting a little strange. Her arms clutched her torso even tighter.
副部長
Maybe it was because of all the creepy pictures she'd seen. Kurusu was clearly shaking. She tried her best to stop it as she spoke.
何でも関連づけて大きくしたがるのはやめなさい。2つたまたま一致しただけでしょ。
I'm assuming she has some connection to the cases then? I have to go look up the names of the characters in Chaos Head again. Like maybe well, what's her first name? Maybe she's related to one of the characters in Chaos Head, basically. We'll know for sure soon. The third New Generation Madness took place on September 29th. In other words, today. Oh, it's actually... Oh! They said that before the line came up. At least as it came up. Something weird happens to Shibuya again. We'll know for sure. If a coincidence happens 3 times, it's not a coincidence anymore. A phone rang. It was mine. It's me. Yes, hello. Sarika? Oh. That's good timing. Could feel my heart starting to race as she spoke. Okay, that's a good place to cut it. It's a cliffhanger. Oh, you guys will have to tune into the next episode to find out what happened. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.